Hi, I've been asked to make a video showing how to set up the Train Tech smart screen using Direct on Railmaster. So here goes, I'll give it a go. So I've got my smart screen connected to the track sockets on the E-Link, and I've got Railmaster running, as you can see. In the bottom left hand corner you can see I've got a camera direct onto the smart screen itself, so you can see that, and when we come to changing a message or editing later you'll be able to see the message and how that works. So first of all, you need to set up the smart screen in Railmaster as you would a locomotive. So if you open the set locomotive option, in the ID the smart screen comes already set as 55, and also the clock on the smart screen's got its own setting of 56. Okay, the instructions will tell you how to change the clock settings if you decide to do that, but I'm quite happy when I turn on, the clock just comes, I think it starts at 9 o'clock. I'm happy to leave it just running through from there. So for this demo I'll just go through the message setup and setting up so you can edit. Okay, so if you type, set the ID to be 0055. In here we can just call it smart screen. I can add it to the group smart screen, which I've already created. That's up to you if you want to create a group for that. The speed we just set at 5, and 5 only because Railmaster will want you to put a speed in there. If I just put 0055 in the detection ID. We then need to set up the F keys. Okay, so the instructions that come with the smart screen will clearly tell you what the F keys should be. But in Railmaster we just need to set these as on-off keys. When I was playing around trying to set this up for the first time, I found if you don't set them as on-off, for example when selecting a character, it will miss characters. So if it's an on-off switch, then you can select that character and then it will stop. If it's not on-off, it will keep flashing through, or it'll jump characters, so you miss the one you want sometimes. So if we set all of the F keys up now, F0 is whether you want the clock to appear in the top right hand corner of the smart screen or not. So if we just put clock on off, the F1 key is cursor forward, so moving the cursor forward. F2 is moving the cursor backwards. Set that to on off. F3 is to select a character. and also F4 is to select a character. F5 is to select whether you want upper or lower case. So I'll just call that upper, lower, on, off. F6 is to insert. F7 is delete. Sorry, I've got a wireless keyboard and it plays up sometimes. F8 is to save. And F9 is to erase. Okay, that's all the function keys set. We can select keys that we want to appear on the main screen, which you'll be aware of in Railmaster if you've set locomotives up before. So I'm just going to select the first 6, and then I'll save those settings. Okay. I'm just going to go back into setting up a locomotive, so my list on the right hand side refreshes and I can come straight back out. Now you'll see the smart screen I've just set up is at the bottom there, the last one. And if I click on that to make it bigger, easier to see for you, drop the arrow down, you can then see all of the F keys we've just set up. Okay, first of all, to start programming the smart screen, if you click F8, then you can see on the smart screen it's now come up telling you that you can select F4 to edit a message or F5 to edit the controls. Okay, so we're going to edit a message. The controls would be to edit the amount of time that each message is shown for. You can set that to, you can have 10 seconds or 5 seconds, 15 seconds before the next message automatically appears. So that's the controls. There are other settings, but again the instructions is very detailed, and we'll go through that when you want to have a look at those settings. Okay, so if we select F4 to edit message, we now get on the smart screen, you can see it says edit message A, and then you can use the F4 key to go backwards, the F5 key to go forwards, so you can select different messages to edit. So if I do F5, you can see it's changed to B. Click it again, it's changed to C. F4 will take you back. So go back to A, and then you select F6 to edit that message. Okay, so you can see the message is empty. And this is where you may decide you want the clock to appear in the top right hand corner of your message. So you would click F0. Click that once, you can see the clock has appeared. But if you decide you don't want that, you can just press F0 again and the clock will disappear. Okay, so we can put some characters now. So for this demo, if I just put something fairly simple, hello. So we'll select the first character. If we go F4, you can see it's at the start of the alphabet. We've got H. We'll keep that in capital H. So we move the cursor forward, select F1, go back to F4, select, there's E, we'll change that to lowercase, move the cursor forward, F1, go back to F4, find the next character, I'll change that to lowercase, move the cursor forward one, which is F1, F4 for the next character, change that to lowercase, move the cursor forward, F1, and then F4 again to find the last character. I'll change that to lowercase. F5. I can just move the cursor forward one. And then just to demonstrate the clock again, you could press F0 and you can see the clock. So you can have that there. Or you can press F0 again and the clock's gone. I think we'll keep the clock there. If you wanted to move down to the next line, you just keep pressing cursor forward until you get to the next line. On the next line you can type a message, and when it gets to the end you can just keep going, and on the second line of text it will automatically scroll, so you'll be able to see all the words or message you've written typed. Okay, to save this message we select F8 and you can see that saving. Okay, so that message is done. Now to go back and start again, you would select F8 and then if we select F4 to edit message, if we select F6 to edit, we're already edit message A, so we've left it as A. Select F6, you can see the message we've just created, hello. This is when you could decide you don't want the clock there, so you do F0 and then F8 to save. Okay, then so you want to now select or edit the next message, press F8. want to go forward to B, so F5 and then F6 to edit. So as you can see, the message is empty. You could use, if you select F3 for characters instead of F4, you're just starting at the other end of the characters available, as you can see. So you could just have star. Star. And if we select the clock on that one, and then F8 to save. So you've now got two messages, so it will change between the two. If you select F8, this is where we could change the amount of seconds between displaying the next message. So if we went F5 for edit controls, and then F6 for cycle. So it's currently set to 14 seconds, so F4 will change that down, and F5 will increase the number of seconds. So we'll go down to 6 seconds, and then it tells you on the screen F6 to save. So you can now see it's just changing between the messages we've just set. Okay, so that's how you set up the Train Text Smart Screen using Railmaster. What I'll do now, I'll just work my way through and update that smart screen to be how I want it, showing the messages I want. And then I'll come back when I've done that and just add a bit on the end to show you that all completed. Okay, I've now finished programming my smart screen, and you can see it come to life there. Just run through the different messages. I've set the delay to 15 seconds between each message. Well, I hope this video has helped you set up your smart screen with Railmaster. Good luck. Cheers.